31-year-old woman married to Jason for 5 years. He works at some high-end ad firm in the city, brings home a solid paycheck, looks like a winner, but he's a vault. When it comes to his 9 to 5, ask him, "How was your shift?" Get the same, "It was fine. Nothing happened." Every time he just pivots to the news or starts gaming to dodge the convo. Figured he's just one of those guys who hates talking shop. Most people want to leave work at the door anyway. Lately, though, he looks like he's been through a war. Massive bags under his eyes, hitting the whiskey harder. His whole vibe shifts the second. A work ping hits his phone. Sunday nights are just him staring at the wall in dread, decide to be a good wife and surprise him for his birthday order. His favorite massive sub and head to his office, never actually set foot in the place. Before want to finally see his world and meet the team. Get to the skyscraper, front desk sends me to the 4th floor walk into a big open plan space with a couple dozen desks, immediately realize the vibe is. Off the floor is like 90% women, maybe 3 other guys. Total Jason's desk is tucked away in a corner, like he's in timeout walkover, but his chair is empty. Figured he's stuck in a meeting. Some girl nearby asks if I'm lost. Tell her I'm Jason's wife, here with a birthday lunch. Her face goes completely blank, then gets real tight. "Oh, you're Jason's wife. That's nice." Dead silence follows like she's biting her tongue. Another woman stops walking and just stares at me. Jason never mentioned having a wife. They trade this look that says 1,000 words. I'm standing there confused as hell, ask where I can find him, and they point to a glass room, walk over to the conference area and spot him inside. He's at the head of the table with 6 women surrounding him. They're all talking at once, basically barking over him. He looks like he's trying to fold into himself. Shoulders up to his ears, looking at the floor. One woman is literally pointing a finger in his face. The others are just nodding along like a jury can't hear a word, but it looks like a straight-up interrogation doors open, and they all file out. Jason walks out, looking like a ghost. Spots me, and his eyes go wide with pure terror. "What are you doing? You have to leave." "Now!" He grabs the bag from me and basically shoves me toward the elevator. Won't let me say hi to a single soul, get to the garage, and I demand to know why he's acting crazy. Jason just slumps against the car and spills everything. Says the office is a total psychological meat grinder. Confesses he didn't want me to see how he's treated. Explains the culture is basically, get the men out. Says he gets hit with hostile behavior. Claims for breathing. The girls report the guys to HR for the smallest social blunders. Says he can't even give a good job on a project. Without a lecture, tells me about a guy named Dave who got canned last month. Some girl claimed he made her unsafe by saying hi in the break room. HR dragged him through the mud for a month, lost his career, and his name over a greeting zero proof needed. Just her truth versus his. Now Jason won't even talk to them unless there's a witness, strictly sticks to email, so there's a paper trail for everything. Still gets pulled into HR for vibe checks and fake complaints. Says they're purging the remaining dudes one by one. I ask why he doesn't just jump ship to another firm. Says the whole industry has gone this way. Every agency is the same hypersensitive shark tank. Now HR departments are basically just an extension of the clique, a problem tag. Follows you through the grapevine, forever says he's stuck. Because defending himself just proves he's aggressive. Over the next month, the horror stories keep coming. They take his concepts in meetings and claim them as their own. if he speaks up. They call it man-terrupting or hostile. His female boss piles work on him while the girls go to brunch. Any complaint he makes is just toxic masculinity. They have girls-only chats where they decide the office politics he hears them in the hallway, laughing about the boy club being over. They literally plan ways to make the guys miserable enough to quit. Jason hears it all, but knows reporting. It is career suicide. They'll just say I'm a paranoid sexist and fire me on the spot. Go to the firm's Christmas party to see if he's exaggerating. It's even worse than he described. The few men there are huddled in a corner like refugees. The women are in a giant circle, physically blocking guys out. Any man who tries to join a convo gets hit with the cold shoulder. Overhear a group near the bar talking about cleaning house. They're joking about which guy is going to crack. Next, the drinks make them lose their filter entirely. Talk about making the space safe by getting rid of the remnants. Basically, a systematic plan to harass them into resigning watch. Jason moved through the room like he's navigating a minefield, won't stand within 3 feet of any woman, there won't look anyone in the eye for more than a second. Keeps every interaction 100% dry and corporate total shell of a human being. Becoming clear, it's not just Jason. See other guys at the office with that same 1,000-yard stare start tracking Jason's mental state. Like a hawk, the Sunday night shakes are getting brutal. He jumps out of his skin every time his phone buzzes. Convinced every notification is a career-ending HR summons, dude is developing a legit anxiety disorder from the grind starts having full-blown panic attacks in the car before big meetings therapist tells him to just find a new environment. Jason explains the bleak reality of the industry. There's nowhere to run. The whole sector is a carbon copy of this. Start doing my own deep dives into male workplace discrimination. Turns out Jason's nightmare isn't some freak occurrence. Tens of thousands of men are describing the exact same meat grinder bogus claims being used like tactical nukes to clear out male rivals. HR departments are basically incentivized to bury guys to avoid a PR mess. Men are too terrified to blow the whistle because of the blowback. Go to a corporate inclusion seminar as Jason's +1. The speaker is some lady droning on about purging toxic traits. The whole room is nodding like bobbleheads about centering voices. The entire hour is just a pep rally for one demographic, not a single word about treating the existing male staff with basic dignity. Realize the firm doesn't see men as employees, just as bugs to be patched out chat with some of his female co-workers at a company cookout. Try to get a read on why the vibe is so hostile. A few of them tell me straight up they prefer an all-female space. Men just take up too much oxygen in the room. One says they want an office where they never have to feel uncomfortable. Tell them that comfort shouldn't mean a systematic purge. They look at me like I'm a traitor who doesn't understand the struggle. Start a literal logbook of everything Jason tells me. A clear pattern of coordinated bullying starts to emerge. Fake HR reports filed right before guys are up for a raise. Men being ghosted from after-work drinks and mentorship loops. Jason getting assigned sink or swim tasks designed for him to fail promotions only going to the approved demographic. It's not about fairness anymore. It's a structural liquidation. One of Jason's work buddies pulls me aside. At a party explains the remaining guys have a secret group chat just to survive. They share tips on how to avoid being alone in a room with certain people. Document every single hello, just in case it gets twisted. We're treated like potential felons just for showing up, he says. Describes a workspace defined by pure, unadulterated suspicion. The guys won't even help new hires because it's too risky. Any friendly gesture can be reframed as harassment by a clever lawyer. The office is a combat zone where Jason is the enemy. Finally understand why he kept it all bottled up for years. He was trying to shield me from the reality of his daily humiliation, didn't want his wife seeing him as a victim. Or a loser wanted to keep up the facade of the successful provider. The reality is a slow-motion psychological execution branded as progress. Look into legal counsel to see if we can sue for discrimination. Find out that hostile environment laws are basically a one-way street. Statutes are written almost entirely with women and minorities in mind. Men have zero real recourse when they're being squeezed out. Law firms won't even touch a male discrimination case. Take Jason to a consultation with a high-powered employment lawyer. She tells us flat out that winning is a pipe dream. Courts operate on the default setting that women are always the prey. Jason would need a mountain of evidence that basically doesn't exist. Even a win would result in him being blacklisted from the industry for life. Just keep your head down and hope they pick a different target, she says. Jason hits the wall after a new incident. Some girl claims he loomed over her during a budget talk. HR suspends him for 3 weeks while they investigate security footage. Eventually shows he was 5 feet away. The whole time doesn't matter. His reputation is already radioactive, and he's broken. He sinks into a deep, dark depression from the constant trauma. Confesses he's thought about ending it just to stop the noise. Only thing keeping him here is the thought of me being broke. Realize this systemic rot is literally killing good men. It's a calculated effort to wipe a certain perspective off the map. The legal and social systems have been weaponized into a blunt force tool. Tell Jason to start recording every meeting and saving every draft. Try to build a case, even if the odds are 0. Connect with a group of other wives going through the same hell. Find a hidden network of families ruined by this corporate purge. Husbands with literal PTSD from sitting at a desk. Guys quitting careers they spent decades building just to breathe again. Hear stories of men who actually followed through on the dark thoughts. A massive epidemic of male workplace trauma that the news won't touch. I start posting about it and trying to raise awareness. Lose half my progressive friends who call me a gender traitor. You're supposed to be on our side. Why are you defending them? Try to explain that equality means everyone, but they don't care. Jason eventually gets the axe through a manufactured scandal. Some girl produces a leaked email that looks incredibly creepy. HR fires him within the hour. No questions asked. No defense allowed. Find out later the text was edited and faked, but he's already gone. Jason is blacklisted. No one will give him a reference now. He's forced to take a manual labor job for half the pay. Our savings are gone, and our future is a smoking crater. Learned the hard way that inclusive often means exclusive. The equity goal was just a mask for a systematic hit job. My eyes are wide open to the suffering men have to hide. Every day, the system built to stop abuse has become the ultimate tool for it. True fairness won't happen until everyone is protected from the mob.